Alright, so we back with another build video. Today we gonna be going over some really interesting things. When it comes to these build videos, man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to get these joints out for y'all. I got a lot for y'all, so if y'all do want more, all y'all gotta do is really just like the video and subscribe, man. I really do appreciate all the support. But yeah, today we're gonna be going over a build. If y'all do want more, I already told y'all what y'all need to do. No more talking though. Let's just go ahead and hop straight into it. Alright, so let's hop straight into it. So when it comes to making the best lockdown build in the game, I'm gonna be honest. You can make the best lockdown build in the game. I don't even know how much it even really matter against some builds. So that's why it's gonna be some locks that's gonna be better for guards, and it's gonna be some locks that's gonna be better for bigger guys. This is gonna be kind of more so for guards. So if you're going against 6'8", you're going against the small guards, this is gonna be kind of that. But when it comes to going against more consistent, maybe 6'8", maybe you're going against some stretches. We're gonna have a different lock for that because that's just how the game worked this year. You're gonna need that. It's just simple as that. Let's go ahead and hop into it though. Young MM, hand and number is completely up to you. Y'all know what I go with every single time when it comes to the build. Now, when it comes to making it at lock, I tried to get some strength on it. So I made it 6'5", 237. Now, when you do go up on this, you do troll the potential that you can possibly get on the build when you do make it small this way. So you don't get as much speed, you don't get as much agility as you probably could if you went a little bit lower on the strength. So maybe if you want to meet in a very good spot, go for like an 85 and you'll be able to have the potential of having 91, but that's only 2 difference in comparison to like 7 difference on strength. So it's really on you how you want to do that, but agility actually does matter this year a lot. So keep that in mind. That's just a preference thing at the end of the day, because you can just use your max badge +2 on a movable enforcer, but I really just had that legend off the rip and then be able to use my max badge +2 on other things to make the build even better. But that's the top for another day. 6'5", 237, 6'11". Now, the reason why I do want to go legend, because I want to have all my defensive badges legend. I don't really want to use my defense. I don't want to use my build specialization on defense. I want to use it on shooting. That's just what it is. So with that being said, you see the potential of my shooting. I get to an 87 3-ball on a lock build if I want to. So let's go ahead and do the shooting off the rip. I'm gonna have an 83 off the rip. Now, I'm gonna be real. That's gonna be limitless. You're gonna have all these other badges, but you can get to a silver Deadeye. That's gonna be nice to have on a lock build. Especially with the way the contest is when people are trying to help and stuff like that. You can get a lot of green lights with that. But you could get that to an 87 and be able to get shifty shooter if you want to go all the way. So you use your 2, but you could go 4. So it's on you how you want to do that. But that's kind of why the build is kind of nice. But defensively is what we came here for. We're going to have even with how the defense is on this game, I'm going to have a 94 perimeter defense and a 94 steal. I do think having higher steal does allow you to get more plucks. Not plucks, but more steals in general. Pass lanes is easier the higher steal you have, but it's less likely to call fouls when you do reach. Now, do you get a lot more steals when you reach? Probably not, but when you do bump steals, you get a lot more of those. So I do think that does go kind of hand in hand. Then when it comes to the block, not going to be a lot of block. You're going to have a 68 block. Then when it comes to the interior defense, this is going to be kind of very important to have as high as you want. Kind of mentioned this in my other guard builds. The higher your interior defense is, the smaller the green window is when we want to do them dunk meters, when people want to go up with layups on you. It's going to be nice to have that as high as possible, especially when you go against those bigger builds. Then when it comes to the rebounding, I got 62, 62. I just got these as high as you possibly can. Just simple as that. Then to go alongside that, we do have max agility. Then to go alongside that, we do have max strength. So you have the ability to potentially get legend, a mover enforcer, legend, pretty much every on-ball defensive badge except for pick dodger. Pick dodger is probably the badge that you actually do want to raise with a max badge +1, which actually does give you the potential to probably want to use your build specialization on defense if you want to. So you can do shooting, but you also can do defense because you can go up on that and be able to use the, you know what I'm saying, the block one. So it's on you on that one. Then when it comes to vertical, now one thing I will say that's a hole on this build is the vertical is a little low, because if you do have higher vertical, you have polar stick, and you kind of do want to jump on this game. And if you do want to jump more consistently, having pogo stick is kind of nice to have. This build only really does get bronze pogo stick, But my thought process was you don't really have the highest block. You don't really have the highest rebound. So having a high vertical is not going to be crazy. But having high vertical is actually kind of important in this game because it does improve your blocking ability. It does improve your rebound ability. And it does get you pogo stick. You don't need anything else for pogo stick but vertical. So that is another thing. Then when it comes to speed, you are going to have 87 speed. Like I said, if you do want a little bit more speed, you got to realize that it is attached very closely to that speed of ball. So it's just kind of hard to have that too high. And then when it comes to the finishing, I did make sure to be able to have an 84 so that you can get the LeBron. And then go 40 so that you can get the LeBron. That's literally the only reason we raised anything on finishing, so that you can get LeBron, which is the best dunk package in the game. Then when it comes to the pass accuracy, I just went 70. You don't really need too crazy pass accuracy on a lot, but you kind of do want to have it, in my opinion. That's just me. And then I did go 90 free throw. Now, if you don't want to go 90 free throw, maybe you want to raise, because I don't know how much are you going to shoot free throw. Maybe you want to raise your vertical. That's on you. You only can get it to a 68. You're not getting pogo stick. So that's kind of what it is at that point. I probably raise it to 65 just so you can be able to have bronze posterizer at least. And I do think you need, hold on, how much? I think I have 64 vertical just so that you can have, but let me make sure, just so you can have the dunk package, the LeBron James dunk package. But let's make sure real quick, make sure I didn't troll that in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, you need this. Yeah, you need a 64 vert. So yeah, I did that exactly right. But we're gonna actually go 65 just so we can be able to have that bronze posterizer. If you did go 75, you could have the potential of going to, I guess, silver posterizer. But yeah, I guess. And yeah, we're just gonna raise the free throw at the end, and that's gonna be an 83. There's some things that you can change. It's a template at the end of the day, but in my opinion, in terms of making a 6'5" lock, this is the best version you can possibly make right now today. Now, you can get more speed. I'll say that. You can get more vertical. You're gonna have to take a hit some places. Maybe you take a hit on shooting, go 82 to be able to get that vertical higher. Maybe you take a hit on free throw. Maybe you take a hit on free throw. I don't know. Make sure. And then you go up on vertical to get that to 70. Now you have silver. Now you have silver pogo stick. Then you raise your free throw. That could be another way you can do it. You know what I'm saying? That's another way you can go about it. And that'd probably be better. I won't lie. That'd probably be better. But you still would probably want more speed. That could be another thing that you raise on cap breakers though. As simple as that. So, I don't know. It's really up to you at the end of the day how you want to do it. But yeah, that's the build. I almost forgot to show y'all the name of the build. I think I've low-key been trolling the name of some of these other builds in these videos. But the physical clamp thief, that's kind of like the main lock build you're going to get this year. Not a very good rebounder. Standing layups are hit or miss. We're not here to do standing layups. Maybe want to get a little bit more rebound. That's maybe another hole. But for the most part, physical clamp thief, 72 shades of real locks, Gerald Wallace, OG Anunoby, and Jalen Williams J-Dub. Alright, so when it comes to the build with the cap breakers, you can see it off the rip. Drive and dunk, I can get that up to a 94. Because that's just how it is with the 6'4" this year. You can get that drive and dunk up real easy. You can get that up real easy this year. As simple as that. Now, cap breakers is just what makes these builds go stupid on this game. It's just what it is. So, the defensive cap breaker is not that easy. So you're going to need 10 for show to get a count there. You're going to need 10 for show there. 10. Not nothing to play around with. I think you're going to want to go 2 here, maybe even 4 on the shooting. Not nothing really to play around with. I don't really think you need to use your cap breakers on driving up. Maybe use it on vertical. Because look, that's going to be 7. That's up to a 73. 76. 79. 82. So you can get your vertical all the way up to an 82. That's going to be getting you a lot of pogo stick. So maybe vertical is one that you can use. You can do speed. That can get you to a 92 speed. That could be another cap breaker you use. The only one I know for a fact that's locks is the perimeter defensive steal. You don't necessarily need to go up on shooting. You don't necessarily need to go up on drive and dunk. Maybe you need to go up on vertical. And I just showcased y'all a version where you can get to 70 vert. So maybe if you went 70 vertical, you can get even more vertical with the cap breakers. So it really does come down to how you want to make the build. But yeah, that's the build. That's the build. So yeah, cap breakers on this game, pretty crazy. Build specialization, I really don't know what you can do. You can do playmaking, you can do shooting, but you also can think about when you do those build specializations, you can use those own physicals no matter what category you use. You only get that category and the physicals. So you got to keep that in mind at all times. And when you're making like a big or a lot, those physicals, in my opinion, does become to even higher importance. But yeah, that's the deal. But yeah, further ado though, y'all know what it is. Go ahead, like the video, subscribe. Y'all do want more of these build videos. Make sure to have the notifications on. Make sure to have these videos and have these shared to anybody you think would help or enjoy or just need the build. You know what I'm saying? Some people just need a build. You know what I'm saying? Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. I'm out of here, man.
Now, I've been letting y'all off for a little while. 90%. Let me say it again. 90% of y'all aren't even subscribed. Now, I've been doing this for a little while now. Y'all, I know y'all mess with the content at this point. So subscribe. Subscribe. It's that simple.
If you buying anything on Fortnite, Epic Games Store, use code YaboiFitz. I don't know why I ain't been had this, but yeah.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah!